the 75 hard, why I will never do it again. Over the past 2 years, probably 2.5 years, I've completed the 75 hard twice. If you are considering it, that's probably why you landed up on this video. First off, subscribe, share this video with a friend, comment down below. I don't want to dissuade you from taking on a personal challenge. I want to give a warning, a disclaimer to certain individuals who may identify as addictive mindsets, who have an addictive personality. I very much identify as someone like that. And I do believe that in some ways, the challenge did me more harm than good. Otherwise, it changed my life. In other ways, it absolutely changed my life. For the 75 days, both times, so 150 days total, I was a different human. I was definitely happier. I was performing better, sleeping better, connecting with family more because I wasn't getting distracted with bullshit like staying up late, drinking, smoking weed. I was just there. I was sober, I was more present, and I could have a clear vision of what is truly important. We say we don't have time, but we do. It's just we have a lot of distractions. We have a lot of time sucks, time drains. So why did it do more harm than good? First off, I do want to make sure you guys know it didn't just do more harm than good. In certain aspects of my life, it did. And I think that for people who do have addictive personalities, they could be more at risk of going through a similar experience. Now, my biggest challenge was drinking. You might be able to hear in my accent, I do hail from Ireland, and drinking culture is huge there. It's funny because I've been in America for 6-7 years now, and I do a lot of talks, seminars, and I always get the same thing when people find out I'm Irish. Oh, you must love to drink. Yeah. I know back there it's everywhere, drinking every night of the week. It's not like that at all. In fact, non-alcoholic culture is booming in Ireland. So keep your fucking drunk jokes to yourself. No, I'm just joking. Drinking was a big part of my life for the past 15 years, we'll say. I'm 31 now, so since I was 16. That's kind of when you start drinking, especially in Ireland. And over the past 3 or 4 years, it's been a bigger part of my life. And I've definitely developed an unhealthy attachment to it, an unhealthy vice in alcohol. Helps me get through busy days. It marks the cutoff. I'm an entrepreneur, a digital nomad, as many people are these days, and I never really know when to switch off. So a beer, a nice IPA, usually helped me recognize, hey, end of the day, which would turn into 2 or 3 potentially, and most nights of the week. The only night I probably wouldn't drink successfully would be like Monday and Tuesday, because they are literally the start of the week. But then Wednesday's hump day, Thursday's almost the weekend, Friday is the fucking weekend, Saturday, still the weekend, Sunday is your last day of drinking before Monday blues, so we'll have a couple of drinks. So that's 5 out of 7 days. That was my usual routine. When I did the 75 hard, in truth, I probably did it for the no drinking part. It's the same reason people go into ultra restrictive diets. I've been coaching against that and advising against that for 10 years now. Yet when it comes to a different facet of life, it's like I'm a novice again. And I jump right into a very restrictive pattern. And that's where the downstream consequences arise. So having given it up for 75 days, that is huge ammo in the back of my mind that when the 75 days are up, I've just built up this huge amount of time that I was sober. So that gives me an unconscious excuse to go all out and to enjoy a week or 2 straight of drinking. And both times when I finished the challenge, both times, the day after I finished, it was really sad. It was sad. And it was drinking alone. It was drinking alone pretty much. The first time I was living in Vegas on my own, my fiance was studying her master's in Italy. And I remember there was the UFC on, and I just went home with a pack of High Noons and just crushed them and watched the UFC and fell asleep. And it's like, really? After coming off just the most life-changing, paradigm-shifting challenge that you've ever done, you regress like that? That's all it took? It took the app saying you've completed your challenge just to fall right back in? If it was only that day and I got right back into my routine, I'd be fine with it. That day turned into 2 weeks. Same thing happened with the food, just to a lesser extent because my primary struggle is with the alcohol. So what happened was that ammunition I built up, it became distorted, right? Where I'm just looking at the volume of 75 days and I'm like, hey, if I can just drink for 2 weeks straight, it's only 14 days. That's still a drop in the bucket compared to the 75 days I was sober in terms of health, in terms of longevity. It's not going to really have any effect in terms of cancer risk, things like that. But I forgot about the idea of binge drinking. Like more than 4 units is considered binge drinking. And that has a whole separate array of consequences. Never mind, I was going above the low risk guidelines of 14 units per week. I was probably tripling or quadrupling them for the 2 weeks until I snap myself out of it. So then what I do is after those 2 weeks, I'm full of guilt. I feel like shit. I haven't gone to the gym in those 2 weeks, and I jump into the next phase of the challenge. So on the outside, on the social media, it looks like, damn, this guy's an animal. He took 2 weeks off and he's right into the next one. And it's like, no, you don't understand. I fucking needed it because of the compensatory fall down, the compensatory fall off the wagon that I just fucking went through. And yeah, people don't realize that. I haven't really thought about that kind of fully until now, but I feel like I try to share a lot of it on social media, but you can't just constantly every day bombard people with what's going on here. That's what therapy is for. The second time it was the same, if not worse. And I won't bore you with that story, but this is the disclaimer that I want to give you is if you're someone who has a past of bounce back tendencies, and that can be seen in your dieting, it can be seen in exercise programs, it can be seen in all facets of life. If you give up anything from Xbox to shopping, and then when you finally allow yourself to go there, it's like the floodgates open and it's crazy. A good example for me was my fiance did the challenge with me the first time, the 75 hard. And she was in Italy studying. And I remember when we finished it, we called and she's lying in bed because they're obviously 6 hours ahead, or they were 9 hours ahead at the time I was in Vegas. And she's going to bed and I'm like, oh, did you have a drink? Did you celebrate tonight? No, I'll probably have it on the weekend. And I was like, but you finished it. This is the day 76. How are you not needing a drink? She's like, I'm fine. I don't feel like a drink. I couldn't even fathom that. So now you might be listening to this being like, this dude sounds like he has a drink problem. It can be any of the habits that are part of the challenge that you could experience this in. Even with the reading, if you don't ever read and you have to read for 75 days straight, and then the 76th day you stop reading, that can envelope into another 2 years of never picking up a book. So what's the counter? What's my solution? My solution is a slogan from the company I do seminars with, O2X Human Performance. Their slogan, and the reason I reached out to them 4 years ago, was, what is your 1%? And then there's another version of it where they say, get 1% better every day. And the idea there is compounding. And the compound effect is a very famous book. I'm sure you know it. It's amazing. And he talks about the exact same idea where if you can just commit to something small, whether it's a healthy habit, whether it's a financial habit, whether it's a nutritional habit, if you can just commit to something small, but you make the agreement that the smaller it is, the longer you have to maintain, you'll see far better outcomes after a year, after 5 years, after a decade, than you will if you put a monumental shitstorm on your plate of working out 60 minutes every single day, getting to the gym every single day, and you have to stay there for an hour, and you have to go to the sauna after, and you have to stretch, and you can't eat any shitty food, no fast food, just clean food, and you have to call all your family every day. Like, yeah, they're great in concept, but it's like that chart. I always draw back to this chart with my clients. Remember the chart, how much you fuck around is how much you're going to find out? That's a similar concept here. The bigger the habit, the bigger the responsibility you put on your plate, the bigger the challenge, the more the likelihood of you crashing out and adopting some compensatory behaviors on the other end. And that's the idea of cheat days that get out of hand and people falling off their diet and taking weeks off. So the reason I will not be doing the 75 hard anymore, and I heard it put excellently on a reel I recently saw, and actually gave me the idea for this video, because I've done it twice, so I can give you some experience. And again, I'm not against the challenge. I fucking loved it. I absolutely loved it. But there was a deal breaker in there for me. Plus, I don't think it's something that you need to do necessarily on an annual basis. But he said, I'm going to do the everyday moderate challenge, or the infinity moderate challenge. I'm not going to do the 75 hard. I'm going to do the infinity moderate, which I loved, which is like, I'm just going to have a couple of small habits and I'm going to do them to infinity. And if I miss a day, I don't start from zero. Think of it. If we just take it to my example, the 75 days of not drinking are great, but how much alcohol did I consume? How many gym sessions did I miss? My mental health took a massive crash. All of those came from the black and white, the restriction, right? So if you just say to yourself, hey, 5 drinks a week, but I'm going to maintain that for 6 months. So you give yourself that allowance, it's going to stand to you way more. And maybe you'll drink less overall than if you keep flipping in and out of these challenges. You'll definitely have less binge drinking sessions, but I'm not even talking about that specifically. The downstream consequences. You'll work out more, you'll have better health, you'll probably be fitter, you'll probably be leaner, you'll probably have more muscle, and you'll just look like you're more full of life, because alcohol just tends to do that, right? It drains the life force from you. And that again is just one example. So if you're considering the challenge, take that advice with a pinch of salt. That's just my experience. I can tell you for a fact, it was not my fiance's experience. She swears by it. She absolutely loves it and loved the ground Andy Frisella walks on. I think he's a champ, and I think he's put an amazing challenge together. I just can't go back through that right now anyway, because I've gotten to a point where now moderation is my sweet spot. Moderation for a consistent amount of time. Let's do with that what you will. But if you're considering the challenge and like you're not someone who falls victim to that kind of on and off mentality, maybe the challenge is for you. You will be a beast when you're doing it. I promise you that.